Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door with me, the Doctor. In the last episode we did some side quests, and we also learned that we need to go to Keelhaul Key, which is where the 5th crystal star is located. And our advice was to talk to some of the salty sailors down at the docks, so let's hear what some of them have got to say. Keelhaul Key? You mean the island where the treasure hoard of Cortez, the pirate king, is hidden? So you want treasure, eh? Fine, but keep an eye out for the pirate curse or it'll get you. What? Keelhaul Key? Oh, that place is absolutely awful, I've heard. Not long ago, ship after ship went there hunting treasure, but none ever returned. I bet they met the bad end of the Pirate King's curse. Those guys were dumb. Keelhaul Key? That's the cursed island. Don't get mixed up with that place for your own sake. Well, this is seeming not particularly positive so far. Oh, this guy's still blabbering on about stuff. He's not particularly relevant. Oi, you, with the mustache. What's with the stink eye, eh? You got something to say? Right, ask me anything. I'm like an encyclopedia, I am. I can answer anything. Oh, Keelhaul Key. Listen, mate. Don't ask me about that place. I got no need for a curse from the Pirate King. That's new, as well. Fancy ship that wasn't there before. What about this toad?
See that ship down there? She belongs to Flavio, the merchant trader. He don't sail too often, though. Mostly he hangs out in Pudley's joint at the plaza.
Well, that certainly gives us something to go on, that we've heard some creepy stuff about Keelhaul Key, but also a big ship with a captain that doesn't sail it that much. Let's head to the bar. So, first things first, we've actually got some Luigi tales to do, because we haven't done that for this chapter yet, and he's in here. Well, I headed to Circuit Break Island and got me a marvelous compass piece. You wouldn't believe it, bro. Talk about thrills, chills, and spills. It was pretty nuts, bro. Want to hear what happened? Yes, I do. Circuit Break Island. Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. And just as our boat arrived at Circuit Break Island, we had this incredible racket. We soon found out that they hold kart races almost every day on the island. Whoever takes first place in the race gets to rule the island as king for that day. Just as we got to the racetracks, they were holding the awards ceremony. I couldn't believe my eyes. Right there on the trophy they give to the winner. It was another piece of the marvelous compass. I almost passed it away. I decided right there and then the only thing to do was to enter the next race. I mean, I've driven in car races before, so I thought I'd be okay. Boy, was I wrong. The cars were supercharged machines that could send you airborne with their exhaust. These vehicles were armed with missiles and bazookas. It was anything goes, bro. Of course, I wanted to get right out of there pronto. These drivers were crazed. But I worked on my courage and signed up anyway, and race day finally came. I got one of the best cars, the big green 01. I took my position at the start line. The light went green and I stomped on the accelerator, and something bad happened. I was in reverse. The big green 01 went rocketing backward to me, yelling. I crashed into the wall behind me hard enough to cut me off mid-scream. In one fell swoop, I dropped into last place and wrecked my racing machine. But it wasn't all bad news. All the other cars crashed because of my maneuver. Once I got in gear and took off, I was the only car left. I won by a country mile, bro. I took a piece of my trophy and added it to the marvelous compass. The compass came to life and pointed me toward Jazzafraz town in the east. Then I heard that voice. Princess Eclair's voice echoed in my ears again. Oh, my princess, random words from you would form poetry if spoken by your voice. I will most definitely save you. Just wait for me, Princess Eclair. Oh, and he came back to Rogueport. I apparently skipped over the last little bit. But as ever, there is the alternate story, as told by Luigi's companion.
Yeah, I'm Torg, and don't think for a second this guy's telling the whole story. The only reason I lent him my rig was because he got down on his knees and begged. And what happens? He's in it for 1 second before he completely totals it. Idiot. I'm not letting this dip out of my sight until he repays me the 5,000 coin repair costs.
Anyway, here's Flavio, very noticeable gentleman, singing to himself with a skull on the table. Completely normal thing to do. Let's talk to him. And what do you want, huh? Who, me, you ask about? I am called Flavio. I am, how you say, a trader, the richest man in Rogueport. Monetary wealth gives me freedom, yes, and freedom gives me wealth of spirit. And yet, why is it that a man whose life is unchained must always what am I saying? Why is it that a man whose life is unchained must always long for more, yet more? What is missing from my life? This tears my very insides. I must know. What do I lack? Romance, definitely. I'd say emotion. Possibly thrills. Money, maybe? Hey, he's got money. I'd say emotion. Emotion, you say, I suppose each life must have experienced some emotion. Yes, the gradual process that forever alters the landscape of life, like rain on dirt. No, foolish Flavio, not erosion, you silly man. What I need is emotion. Wait, hold the horses, that is it.
Now that I'm thinking of it, I once heard of the treasure of Cortez, the Pirate King. Yes, this is the answer. Oh, such happiness for me. A hunt for pirate treasure. Why, that just streaks of romance and thrills and emotion and even money. Do you not know the tale? The Pirate King's treasure hidden on Keelhaul Key. Ah, well, tales say that the Pirate King Cortez hid his hoard of pirate booty there. For years, treasure hunters and ruffians have gone in search of the loot. But not a single one of them has ever returned. Oh, the horror makes my back tingle. People here whisper that the ghost of Cortez attacks all who seek his treasure. Heh! It is because of those very rumors that people no longer go to Keelhaul Key. But that will not stop Flavio. That treasure is in there, yes, and I am going to prove it. For I am Flavio, trader extraordinaire, millionaire, sailor of the seven seas. What is that you are saying? You are also looking for a treasure here in Rogueport? Why talk your craziness? There is nothing like that in this dull armpit of a town. You cannot be believing each stupid rumor about treasure some street urchin spews out. No. Now what madness comes bursting forth from your mouth? You have a treasure map? Well, hand it over. Show me. You are having a joke on me. This map leads straight to Keelhaul Key. You swine, you mean to steal my treasure from under me, you awful, awful man. Well, now I am confused. You are looking for things known as the crystal stars. But now that I am thinking, a star-shaped stone... Oh, fuck. A star-shaped stone was said to be in Cortez's hoard. Perhaps I could sell it for a staggering amount of cash. Yes, that would be... Ah, stop some swords, Flavio. What you need is romance, thrills, and emotion. I cannot ignore what this business before me suggests. This must be fate at work. Flavio shall go with you to Keelhaul Key. Of course, the crystal star is yours, yes, but the rest of the treasure is mine. Take only the lamp. You must repeat that. Flavio's ears are plugged. You have no ship? You unfortunate foolish man. Do you not know who I am? I will have a ship ready in no time, and it will be massive and glorious. Splendid. Let us begin preparations immediately, shall we? I will volunteer myself as our intrepid leader, yes, and you will be captain. Danger and adventure tickle my nostrils. Come to the harbor right away.
Well, I've been curious for a while what accent was going to come out of my mouth when Flavio spoke. It was either going to be Spanish or Italian, and I think that was more on the Spanish side. There was a bit of flipping and flopping going on there. Let's head down to the harbour. So, the ship here is obviously Flavio's, as we were told, and if we speak to him...
Yes, so it is you, huh? Well, sadly a slight problem seems to have popped up. But feast your eyes on this outrageously fantastic ship. She is a fine vessel, no? She is the SS Flavion, the queen of the countless ships in my personal fleet. The raw majesty of her hull, the pomp and circumstance, none can compare to her. Behold the elegant curve of her prow. She cuts to her very soul, do you not agree? But she is not just a beauty. She is a savage beast on the water, tops among sailboats. But above all, I tell you, this proud ship can... yes? Did you speak? Yes, of course. The problem that has sprung up. I had completely forgotten about it. The SS Flavian, she bewitches me. Yes, well, here is the issue. We have no navigator. He ran off, the dog. The navigator, of course, is the highest-ranked helmsman. They steer ships, you know. Now, here is the real problem. The waters around Keelhaul Key are deathly dangerous. We need an absurdly skilled helmsman for our navigator. It is, how you say, a pickle? Oi, Flavio! Heard you talking there, sir, if you don't mind my saying, I might have a solution. Do not tease me, Papatch. You can solve our problem, then spit it out already. Well, sir, I've heard talk of a famed, no, a legendary sailor living in Rogueport. Yeah, I think he's called Admiral Bobbery, a salty old sea dog by all accounts. But he's said to have the helmsman's touch, sir. He can make any ship bow to his will. Thing is, there ain't a soul what's seen him on the seas of late. Bassa boom, problem solved. Let us scout out this Bobbery fellow and get him on board. As is customary, my captain will handle all negotiations. That would be you, Mario. That does sound fair to everyone, does it not? No complaints.
Aye, sir. Aye. Sounds fair, sir. I'm on board.
Good plan.
Sure thing.
Then it is decided. You must find this Bobbery and bring him here. Our fortune sails with you.
Well, where to go for information on old Bobbery? Let's try talking to some of these guys around here.
Admiral Bobbery? Now that you mention it, I heard that bloke was a navigator like no other. Of course, I also heard he was dead. That's the thing about rumours. What's true?
Very bloody helpful. What about you?
Admiral Bobbery? Yeah, sure, that bloke used to practically live at Podley's place on the plaza. He'd stay out too late every now and again, and that lovely little wife of his would pick him up.
Sounds like as good a starting point as ever. We're spending a lot of time in the bar this episode. Well, I suppose it's sailors and pirates and whatnot. You expect them to be in the tavern. So, let's talk to Podley, the barman, who we have to get behind the bar to talk to. That's not great etiquette, is it? Admiral Bobbery? Yes, I know him. He's gone Welsh, apparently. You know that house just past the wall in the eastern part of town? That's his. But I think both you and he would be better off if you just let him be. Well, I don't think we're going to let him be, because we're terrible people like that. Let's go investigate his house. So, this house by the crack in the wall is the one we're after. No, it's not. That's a lie. That's the trouble center. I'm an idiot. It's the one to the left of the crack, which is over here. It's locked from the inside. Most normal people would give up at this point and just be like, clearly the guy does not want to be interrupted. We, however, are going to do some serious breaking and entering in a new area of Rogueport that we can explore now that we have Edgar. Well, in fairness, we could have done this a while ago because we've had Edgar for a while, but still. If we come up here, we can get a star piece, and there is another star piece to be had if we turn sideways and hop down here. We end up in this behind region, which has a shine sprite in it. Meant to say shine sprite early instead of star piece. Then we can hover back over, and we're back round the side here, because remember to the right is the lair of Ishnail, the king of the Robbos. So we have been here in the past. And now we of course need to get back up on the roof, over here again, and up we go. Now we want to cross over here, up, and there's a couple of things we can grab up here. There is another star piece there. Up on this red roof here is another shine sprite, and shit, where am I? Oh, Darkly. And all the way over to the left here is this creature. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a rat with legs. And good afternoon to you, sir. I am called Grifty, the travelling minstrel. I spend my days here in leisure, spinning the tales that spin the senses. I know but a few of the stories that surround the town of Rogueport. If you like, I can share them with you, but it will require just a few coins. Is there a tale you want to hear? These are the tales I can tell you now. And we've got various things. These tell the backstory of the Crystal Stars and the Thousand Year Door and stuff like that, and I will be going over them at some point, but they're a bit spoilery for now, and I'd rather hold on until a little later in the game, probably a couple of chapters' time. Oh no, I'm sliding off the roof in tube form. But yes, people have asked in the comments, I am aware of them, and I am going to do them. Pretty much, if in doubt, I'm going to go over basically everything in this game. Give me time, I've got an order planned out. Anyway, let's go in to Bobbery's house through the chimney. And there's the man himself.
What do you blokes want? Admiral Bobbery? I haven't the faintest idea who you're talking about. Now, if you please.
Drop the act, Super Stash. We already found out that you're Admiral Bobbery.
What poppycock? Tell me, what would you want if I were this chap? You say your ship needs a navigator and you want me to do the job, huh? So sorry, but you'll have to look elsewhere. I shall set sail upon the sea nevermore.
But that's just not cool. You want to see me beg or something? Is that it? You have to come along. Only you can get us safely to Keelhaul Key.
Awfully sorry, dear boy, but when I say no, what I mean is no! Now away with you!
But we're not going to leave at this point. We're actually going to be terrible people, go into the back room and steal a shine sprite from the defenseless old man. I don't feel good about that, but he's not easily convinced. What's the next move, Chief? This salty dude is going nowhere fast. I can't figure this guy out. What's his beef with the ocean anyway? Know what we ought to do? Find someone who knows what this dude's deal is. Well, the barman, perhaps with some reason, warned us not to get Bobbery involved in shit, so maybe he knows what's up with him. Still feel very bad about this whole affair. You say Bobbery won't go to see her? Well, can't say that surprises me. The real question is, are you folks really sure you want Bobbery back underwater? You slightly Spanish and Welsh there. Oh, is that it? Now, I see. You want to mount an expedition to Keelhaul Key. Rough seas out there. Most sailors would meet their ends. Not old Bobbery, though. The fact of the matter is, Admiral Bobbery's tale is sad. Horribly sad, actually. You will probably end up crying, but I'll tell it to you if you really want me to. Please do. I can take it. In that case, get ready. Bobbery's tale of woe goes something like this. Bobbery was once married. He had a wife of enduring beauty named Scarlett. The two of them were madly in love, the sort of love reserved for fairy tales. Now, Bobbery was a renowned sailor, so he was away from home for long periods. Scarlett never complained, though, and always waited faithfully for Bobbery's return. And Bobbery, his eye never drifted. He loved only truly. Scarlett, I'm not having a good one with speaking this episode. He loved only Scarlett, truly and deeply. So they lived and found happiness where they could, and all was good for a time. But not all good things can last. It was a particularly icy winter when it happened. Scarlett fell ill, a virus, a passing cold. No one knew, but it soon turned serious. Bobbery, at sea on a lonely voyage, knew nothing of his bride's suffering. By the time he returned, Scarlett had succumbed. She was gone. Bobbery, of course, blamed himself.
My loving wife perished because of me. If I were not at sea, I could have nursed her to health. I could have saved her.
He was overcome with such thoughts. They tormented him always, haunting his sleep. He has never gone out to sea since. Gee, what a downer. I guess that's a pretty good reason for hating the ocean. You all know his tale now, so tell me, do you still want him to return to the sea? I really want to go with no, he's suffered enough. But we do need him. We need the helmsman's touch. Very well, I understand. If you're that determined, then I'll give you this. You got an old letter, the letter Scarlett wrote to Bobbery on her deathbed. Why has he been hanging on to that? Dick move, mate. On her deathbed, Scarlett wrote Bobbery a final letter. You hold it in your hands. I don't know what's written inside, but I can tell you what she told me as she lay dying. If I should succumb to this plague, and if my love should blame himself for my death, then give this letter to him, so he may hear my voice. It was her last request. But when I saw Bobbery in in misery, trying to forget his pain as he mourned his wife, I just couldn't bring myself to present this letter to him. I have regretted it ever since. Please, take this letter and do the deed I was too cowardly to do. Take it to Bobbery. Listen, Padley, thanks a ton. We'll deliver this thing. You'll feel better, okay? Let's roll, Gonzales. His accent morphed between Welsh and Indian. Two accents which have a surprising amount in common. It's weird, but there's a lot of overlap. No idea why. But yeah, bit of a dick move from Bodley of holding onto that letter. I can understand, but I think people usually rather know that kind of information than have it like held from them. Either way, let's give the letter to Bobbery.
What? Oh, my blubberton's beard, not you two again. No matter how many times you entreat me, my stance is firm. Now away with you. Pardon? The letter you say? For me? What? Scarlett! This is Scarlett's handwriting. Scarlett, my love.
My love, if you're reading this letter, then I am no longer by your side. Because fate has stepped between us, I have decided to write you this letter. If you're reading this, I must have passed away while you were out to sea. I can only assume that you will blame yourself for it, my sweet Bobbery. Although my life was short, you gave me more than a lifetime's worth of joy. Though you will mourn, I beg that you remember that time, like love, is a tide. You are one with the sea, as you were one with me. Do not lose both your life's loves.
Time, like love, is a tide. You are one with the sea, as you are one with me. 1,000 pardons, but may I have a moment alone, if you please? Yes, love, I was happy. My sweet, sweet Scarlett, I love you still. Now then, you were looking for a navigator, I believe. Bound for Keelhaul Key. Oh, if you think an old sea bomb like me is what you need, then let's shove off.
Admiral Bobbery, yes!
The ship's in the harbour. I must inspect her before we leave. I shall meet you there.
Well, we ain't gonna be far behind him because we've done everything we need to in Rogueport for now, so let's head down to the SS Flavion.
I knew you would get Bobbery on blob. I knew you would get Bobbery on board, you wonderful moustache man, you. To you I must say ahoy. It was wise to choose you as captain. Ahoy to me as well. My men have already loaded the cargo and supplies, yes. Preparations are complete. If you have no errands, we can depart at once. What say you? Shall we set sail?
Yeah, let's shove off.
Very well, to the sea. Raise anchor and set sails for thrills and emotion. And romance and money, our destination is dread Keelhaul Key.
Wait up!
This is X-01 here. Come back, dude. I repeat, X-01 here. Over. Roger, reading you 5 by. Infiltration is successful. X-0 Black aboard vessel. Repeat, X-0 Black is aboard the vessel.